cheat, to act dishonestly, to be unfaithful.
The most beautiful women reside in Manhattan. Just look around. How could a man ever choose to settle down with just one?
It seems Jude Law took his role as a charming ladies' man in the film Alfie a little too seriously when it was discovered he had cheated on his fiancée Sienna Miller with his children's nanny. Blessed with charisma, good looks and talent, Jude seemed perfectly cast in the role of a charming womanizer. Sienna just didn't know it yet.
I can't think of anyone I would rather work with again. I mean, he's a fantastic actor to work with. And you know, it's like working with your best friend.
His suave, slightly shy English charm made him a Hollywood film idol, but the Oscar-nominated actor's real-life antics appear to mirror those of his unfaithful character. After seducing her on-screen, it was off-screen where he met and fell for her.
Distant, remote, what?
We met at work. She's a great actress, and you know, she did wonders with a part that on the page wasn't hugely extensive, but I was blown away by her attitude, her enthusiasm, her talent. So yeah.
They were named the most sought-after couple on Britain's party circuit, and after the film was released, the pair's star status continued to soar, and they became engaged after a year-long romance.
Maybe it's the late hour. Maybe it's the heavily spiked eggnog.
In the film, Jude uses women left and right for his own pleasures, and co-star Jane Krakowski failed to see the Lothario resemblance.
I think he's completely the opposite of Alfie. I think he's a very committed man, actually. And he's very generous to everyone that he meets. But I don't think he's an Alfie at all. I think he's quite different.
Oh, blimey, I'm so rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm
Alfie. Alfie. Alfie.
I'm a blessed man.
Or was a blessed man. The Hollywood Golden Boy's star slipped with the revelation he had an affair with his children's nanny. It's not the first time Jude's private life has hit the headlines, after allegations were made that he and ex-wife Sadie Frost had taken part in wife-swapping sessions with friends. In 2005, he publicly announced that he had slept with Daisy Wright, the nanny of his 3 children with Sadie, while engaged to Sienna. The actor said he was deeply ashamed and upset at his behaviour following the affair and hoped Sienna would forgive him. Sienna called off their engagement and refused to talk about the status of their relationship, and they weren't seen together for months. Her next film was the aptly titled Casanova, and their on-again, off-again relationship was widely speculated. Jude and Sienna began meeting in private in a bid to salvage their engagement, and it appeared she had forgiven him when they were seen in a public show of unity, walking with Jude's children and a nanny, a new one, and one much older and less attractive than the first one.
Well, give me a man who is man enough to give himself just to the woman who is worth him.
The on-again, off-again love affair between Sienna and Jude at least appeared on again when the couple turned out, albeit separately, for the premiere of the film. Despite attempts to salvage their relationship, the couple announced to the media in late 2006 that they had split for good, but remain good friends. It seems wherever Jude Law goes, he just can't keep his famous lips to himself. He has starred in a string of successful films and topped the lists of the world's sexiest and best-dressed men. But Jude's reputation as a ladies' man has been damaged by his bed-hopping antics. He was dumped by Sienna when he confessed to cheating on her with the nanny. And it looks like playing the Lothario in Alfie may be the closest he comes to another high-profile romance. It seemed a marriage made in Hollywood heaven. Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman were both Oscar nominees and well respected among the film community. The two met on the set of Gattaca and were married the next year. But after it was discovered Ethan had been cheating, This marriage of seemingly well-suited independent spirits was over, and the Hollywood fairy tale was shattered. While filming Taking Lives with Angelina Jolie, Ethan met Canadian model Jen Perzo and began dating her while still married to Uma. In 2004, Uma filed for divorce after it was widely reported that Ethan had cheated on her with Jen, after he had suspected Uma of cheating on him with director Quentin Tarantino.
It looks like you have a problem.
Well, the first step is admitting to it.
In a Rolling Stone interview, both Uma and Quentin denied ever having a romantic relationship, with Quentin going on record as saying that their relationship is strictly platonic. Referring to her as his muse, they first met when he cast her in his Oscar-winning film Pulp Fiction, and she starred in his bloody action saga Kill Bill, filmed while she was going through her breakup with Ethan. It was great publicity for the film, as Ethan blamed the alleged relationship between them as the reason he had cheated on her.
Then one day, I decided to leave, settle down and start a new life. But when I tried to get out...
We can't see why Ethan would be suspicious of these two obviously platonic friends. Not only is he a philanderer, Ethan is also quite the actor. Nominated for an Oscar for his role in Training Day, he also received his first screenwriting Oscar nomination for co-writing the 2004 film Before Sunset, a sequel to Before Sunrise.
Well, I mean, her, right? No, me. Okay.
His split from Uma inspired the bittersweet emotions of his character in the films and won him critical praise.
I want to see if you stay together or if you dissolve into molecules.
How am I doing?
Still here.
Since the divorce, Uma has been looking better than ever, and after the breakup, she began dating handsome hotelier Andre Bolaz. Her work on the big screen has made her one of Hollywood's golden girls, and Quentin's collaborations with the woman he calls his Marlene Dietrich have also played a pivotal role in her career, with her parts having earned her a reputation as cinema's ultimate femme fatale. Uma is also just at home in romantic comedies as she is kicking butt in action films. Her role opposite Meryl Streep in Prime saw her as an older woman dating a younger man who happened to be the son of her therapist.
Bialystok Bloom! Bialystok Bloom!
She threw herself into her work, and her career has soared since her split from Ethan, and she is now a favourite leading lady.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Welcome.
A rose. You know, different color roses mean different things. Red ones mean passion or love, so this is great.
Ethan continues to showcase his brooding good looks in serious roles in independent films, having resisted the lure of the Hollywood blockbuster. Receiving critical acclaim for not only his acting but his directing, Ethan released The Hottest State, his second directorial effort based on the book by the same name, which he penned in 1996.
Everything he says is a lie, and they go, if everything you say is a lie, then you're lying right now, which means you're telling the truth, which means you're lying.
The film was called a well-balanced look at intimacy and was apparently evidence of Ethan's maturation as a multi-talented artist, as was his role in the indie flick Fast Food Nation.
No, I can't look at you in that thing. You smell like chicken nuggets, all right?
After his divorce, Ethan Hawke referred to the infidelities of Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy, saying great leadership was more likely to come from a man who likes to have sex with a lot of women rather than from one who is monogamous. Uma Thurman should be glad to be rid of him. From the outside, Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon had the perfect Hollywood marriage. Both gorgeous and successful, the couple met at Reese's 21st birthday party and were married 2 years later. But after 7 years of marriage and 2 children, it appeared Ryan couldn't cope with Reese's career success and reportedly cheated on the Oscar winner with actress Abby Cornish. In the days before she was an Oscar winner, Reese made a name for herself in the hit film Legally Blonde. It went on to be a box office smash, and she was nominated for a Golden Globe. But it was obvious how important her family was to her.
They're actually traveling with me everywhere I go, so they come with me, and whenever my husband travels for films, I go with them, and so it's good. We try and stay together. We're a very close family.
Ryan and Reese were always the first to admit that their marriage was not all Hollywood romance and glamour, and they were open about using counselling to work on their marriage. Not that it helped much. In fact, it only seemed to delay the inevitable.
Reese Witherspoon, walk the line.
When Reese won her Academy Award and Golden Globe in 2006, Ryan was a notable absence in her acceptance speech.
I just want to say thank you to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. You've been so incredibly kind and generous to me over the years, and this is just fantastic. Because I was having a lot of fun, but I'm having even more fun now.
Although initially in their relationship it appeared that they placed their marriage before their careers, Ryan's films haven't had the same success as Reese's, and some believed that jealousy of his wife's skyrocketing career played a role in the split.
They actually seek out the
While Reese is one of Hollywood's top female earners, Ryan struggled to find roles, and although his profile was raised in the Oscar-winning film Crash, it wasn't enough to eclipse his wife.
Genius.
Media speculation was that their relationship had been troubled for months before Reese won her Academy Award for her role in Walk the Line. Rumours that Ryan had been seen out on the town with a woman who wasn't his wife continued to circulate, while the couple denied their marriage was in trouble.
Every day. Faith, family, country. Those are the things that matter.
Come to admire him, I see.
It was during filming on Stop Loss in late 2006 that Ryan got the 7-year itch, reportedly cheating with his Australian co-star Abbie Cornish. It was reported that Reese found romantic emails on Ryan's computer to a woman who most certainly wasn't her. It probably isn't most people's first choice as the way to achieve fame and recognition, but being the other woman in a celebrity relationship breakdown is as good a way as any to get your name out there. So, Abbie Cornish, welcome to the spotlight.
The present was so very, very good.
It was her breakout role in the Australian film Candy alongside Heath Ledger that drew her to the attention of audiences, and obviously Ryan Phillippe.
Absolutely everything. Especially the best bits.
Stay with you forever.
While filming with Ryan, it was alleged they were seen out on the town together frequently, and that they had quite blatantly paraded their relationship in front of the film's cast and crew. Abbie had denied the two are anything more than friends, but in Hollywood, who knows what the truth is?
Isn't that right, Hawke?
She knows how close you and her son were.
Ryan's role in the Clint Eastwood film Flags of Our Fathers could have been the stepping stone he needed for the stardom he reportedly craves. But after Clint's high-profile, award-winning films Mystic River and Million Dollar Baby, this film was criticised because the lead characters were not high-profile enough. There's another blow to Ryan's hopes of making it big in Hollywood.
Am I the only one getting a headache here? You know about this?
After he reportedly cheated on America's sweetheart, it seems Ryan is going to have to work harder to further his Hollywood profile.
Tell me. I'm only the guy that has to explain it to 150 million Americans.
Just like Hilary Swank and Halle Berry before her, Reese gained an Academy Award and lost a husband. It seemed once she turned into a major Hollywood power player, Ryan couldn't handle being the lesser known of the two, but denied reports that an alleged relationship with Abbie was the catalyst for their demise. It's no secret that women love David Beckham. And what's not to like? The movie star good looks, chiseled body and amazing athleticism. The question is, does David like all women as much as they like him? Did he cheat on his wife, former Spice Girl Victoria, with his personal assistant? If the amount of media coverage was anything to go by, then it appears he was very, very guilty. In 2004, David's assistant Rebecca Luz went public with her claim that she had had a 4-month affair with him. Soon after this admission, she was in the centre of the media's Beckham-obsessed spotlight. But she wasn't the only one. An Australian model also came forward and said that she too had been with David. The athlete vehemently denied the reports, but that didn't stop the outspoken Rebecca from becoming a much talked-about personality. Victoria and David Beckham became the UK's golden couple after meeting in 1997. They met when Victoria went to see a football match between David's then team Manchester United and Liverpool. He proposed after 6 months, and they were married in 1999 in a castle near Dublin, and set up home in a sprawling mansion dubbed Beckham Palace. 3 children later, and it seemed their life was perfect. After allegations of her husband's infidelity, Victoria admitted she was very different to the way the media portrayed her.
I think that a lot of people think of me as a stuck-up miserable cow, probably. I think, you know, because obviously people read about you in the papers and they do paint a picture of you. And it's not until people actually meet me or see interviews with me that they actually see the real Victoria Beckham.
In a country where the tabloids are even more trashy and invasive than America's are, Rebecca Loos managed to become a news-making queen. She claimed that her alleged fling with David was caused by Victoria's refusal to join the football star overseas after he was transferred from England to Spanish football club Real Madrid. She gave her version of the story in a television interview reportedly worth over $900,000 US.
It happened very quickly, so, you know, it was a space of 10 days that him and I had a bit of a fling.
So it's a
and
fling?
it was over. So I would say it was more of a fling. I felt that I was falling for him pretty fast, but then again it was over so quickly that... The thing is, I didn't fall for the England captain, or I didn't fall for the image. I fell for the man behind that. So that was where my feelings came from.
The scandal was a tabloid's dream and made front-page news all over the world that lasted for months. David and Victoria denied claims of his alleged cheating as ludicrous and absurd. When model Sarah Marbeck also came forward, Rebecca said she was stupid to believe she was the only other woman in his life.
We now know I wasn't the only one. So
Do you believe those other stories?
I do, actually.
Were you aware of them at the time?
No.
So did you think you were the first one then?
Yes.
Did you? Did he tell you that?
Stupidly.
did he tell you that? Did he say you're the first?
I did ask him whether he'd, you know, as you do, we were sort of in bed and I said, oh, you must have so many lovers. And as a friend, I was really keen to know, tell me the stories. And he said, oh, no, of course not. I'm far too much of a public figure and I can't do this sort of things.
When News of the World first reported the allegations of an affair between Rebecca and David, Sarah Marbeck, an Australian model, also claimed to have been the lover of the soccer superstar. The Malaysian-born escort later retracted her story. There's no doubt that with fame comes lots and lots of gossip and innuendo, and you don't need to come from Hollywood for that to happen. Now that Rebecca Loos and Sarah Marbeck have had their 15 minutes of fame, it seems we'll never really know the truth about David's alleged cheating. What we do know is that the dedicated family man remains happily married to Victoria. The toned body, cheeky smile, dreamy eyes and boyish charm of actor Brad Pitt have seen women of all ages swoon. Not even his slightly crazed characters on screen could shake his Sexiest Man Alive title. With his full lips, perfect pecs and sparkling eyes, Brad didn't just seduce female moviegoers. He was quick to be seen with his arms around fiancée Gwyneth Paltrow, his wife of 4.5 years Jennifer Aniston, and finally his Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-star Angelina Jolie. But is everyone's favourite Hollywood hunk a cheater? And was Angelina really the other woman in the breakdown of Brad and Jen's marriage? The couple, who met on a blind date set up by their agents, appeared to have the perfect marriage. However, there were reports that their differing opinions on starting a family, amongst other things, were beginning to take their toll. It didn't help that the media was all over it.
I love my wife, but there are times...
The start of 2005 saw the couple officially announce their split, and in true tabloid tradition, the media looked towards Brad's co-star, Angelina Jolie. Like Brad, Angelina is no stranger to popularity polls. Her indisputable beauty sees her top almost all she comes in contact with. So when Brad and Jen's marriage began to break down, the gossip columns took no time to blame Brad and his wandering eye, which wandered towards Angelina. The couple's on-screen pairing for Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a match made in Hollywood heaven. It caused a media frenzy that money just can't buy.
Sweetheart.
Love gets lethal. You have an unusual problem, Jane. You obviously want me dead. And I'm less and less concerned for your well-being. So what do we do? Come to Daddy.
Even the film's director, Doug Liman, admitted to seeing the chemistry between the stars from the very first day of filming. Angelina later claimed that, unlike every other woman on the planet, she had no intention of seducing her co-star. Their fondness for each other just suddenly happened. No one knows for sure whether their relationship began before, during, or after Brad split from Jen. What we do know is that interviewers were barred from asking about the alleged affair. The two did, however, talk fondly of their experiences working together.
I think he's amazing, and he's a great actor. He's a wonderful guy. He's funny. He was a joy to come to work with. He's great.
The scandal divided America, with supporters of both actresses donning either a Team Jolie or a Team Aniston t-shirt. Meanwhile, Brad and Angelina continued to deny their relationship, despite being photographed holidaying in Kenya. It was the announcement that Angelina was expecting Brad's baby that finally confirmed what the whole world had suspected. Brad had finally found the family he had longed for, though the question remained, did he cheat on his wife Jennifer? Fans and critics remain divided, but what they all agree on is that the split affected both stars equally. Both Brad and Jen had to pick up the pieces to their lives amidst a media circus that surrounded their every move. While Brad had Angelina, Jennifer found comfort in her next co-star, Vince Vaughn, who, coincidentally, also starred in Mr. and Mrs. Smith and had seen Brad and Angelina's friendship blossom firsthand. With each interview, fans find out more and more about what actually happened. So, did Brad act dishonestly? Was he unfaithful? Will we ever know the true reason Jennifer filed for a divorce? Probably not. But by the way Brad and Angelina steamed up the screen in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's hard to believe that their affection towards each other and what followed didn't contribute in some way to the separation.